Hey beautiful people, I'm Cipriana.
And I'm Nikisha, and we are Urban Bush Babes. Today on Urban Bush Babes, we are going to talk about how to properly seal your ends. So Cipriana is going to do her regimen for the first video of how she seals her ends, and then I'm going to do the next video on how I seal my ends.
Well, sealing your ends is really a very easy process, but if you never heard of sealing your ends, it can sound a lot more complicated than it really is. Sealing your ends is just locking in that moisture, and moisture can only be provided to your strands by water at 100%. That's the only thing on earth that can provide 100% moisture to your hair. So sealing your ends is locking in that water with a choice of oils or butter. I prefer oils, but you know, a nice heavy shea butter will do the trick as well. So those shea butters and those oils are locking in that water, so they're actually creating a barrier around your individual strands to hold in that moisture, so it makes it harder for the moisture to escape that barrier that the oil and the butter is creating, which keeps your ends moisturized much longer than if you didn't implement, you know, a sealing routine, you know, into your regimen. That's why it's really important for us as naturals, not only because, you know, the curlier your hair, the more fragile it is, because at every curling point along that strand is a potential point of breakage, but also because the sebum from your sebaceous glands has a very difficult time reaching down to the ends of your strands. So I know somebody at my home might be thinking, what the hell is some sebum and some sebaceous glands?
Sebaceous glands? Yeah, sounds funny.
Yeah, you know, to be honest, the first time I heard of sebaceous glands, it sounded like it belonged on some type of fish. But you know, sebaceous glands are actually, they're actually microscopic glands beneath the skin that lubricate our skin and our hair, and these microscopic glands are mostly populated on our face and our hair, even though they're found all over the body except for our palms and the soles of our feet. But they lubricate our skin and our hair, so the microscopic glands secrete an oily substance which is called sebum. So when you hear someone saying, you know, the sebum secreting from the sebaceous glands, is not a porn video, it's actually natural. It's actually your natural oils.
Fresh sip is fresh.
I had to throw that in. You know, we all love you. We can joke around here. We're grown adults. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just crazy right now. Okay. So anyway, so that's just what that means. So again, it's really important to implement a regular sealing routine into your regimen, because again, the sebum might not even reach the ends of your strands, so you really have to incorporate, you know, a sealing routine into your regimen, especially if you want to retain length. So as I mentioned before, a lot of you who already know us, I always wear my hair up. 24/7, always keep my hair in some type of updo style. I only wash my hair once a month, but I always seal my ends every week. So what I'll do is, since I have my hair up, my hair is in 150 loose twists right now. So what I'll do, I'm going to demonstrate right now. Yeah, I'm not actually going to take all this hair down, because thinking about it is just making me feel a little bit tired, so I'm just going to take this bang down and show you what I do. So what I do is, I'll have my hair up, you know, in a certain updo style. I'll take all my twists down, and I'll divide my hair into sections between 10 and 12 sections. I find that if you have, you know, very thick hair, you know, very thick in density, the higher number of sections you go, for me, it makes the process easier. So if you have thick hair like us, I would suggest dividing your hair into sections between 10 to 14 sections. For people that maybe have a lower density, you know, I would suggest maybe between 4 and 6 sections. So what I'll do is I'll take my entire style down, take all my hair down. It'll be loose twists. These are loose twists now. I'll divide my hair into sections between 10 and 12. And I'll divide those sections into big chunky sections. So this would be one section. I would take this and I would divide it into one big chunky section, and I wouldn't twist it very tight, just kind of like a loose chunky twist. And I would do this with my entire head. So there would be 10 to 12 of these sections, a big chunky twist. And then what I'll do, before I start, let me say something. You have to make sure before you start sealing your ends that you're doing it without a major case of split ends, because it's pretty pointless to seal your ends with split ends all up in the game. You know, you're just basically sealing damaged ends. So what I'll do after I section off my hair, I'll look at my ends in the light, you know, you're watching TV in front of a computer screen or just natural light, and just do a quick, simple, and search and destroy, and that's just looking for strands that have split ends and doing a quick snip to see, you know, which strands have split ends. And I'm looking at now, and I see one actually right now. You know,
Kill it! Die.
snip. Oh, snip.
Do not cut your hair,
Yeah.
ladies, while you're upset.
Upset
No emotional cutting.
Or
Don't do it.
or hungry.
Oh, hungry. Shoot. Don't do anything if you're hungry.
Yeah. Ooh, food. That just, okay, and the devil will come out. Okay. Yeah, you know, I could say, oh, my hair is perfect and stuff. No, everybody gets split ends.
Exactly.
And look, and then I see a shedded hair that I'm just going to pull out the white bulb. I'm not going to throw on the floor, but. Okay, so what you do after you finish doing your search and destroy, then what I'll do is I'll take my Love Potion number 9. It's actually a concoction of oils that I have mixed together. If you go to our site, urbanbushbabes.com, we talk a lot about products. Well, actually, Nikisha gives really great hair product reviews. Really great ones. I actually kind of stick to, you know, a few products, and, you know, those are my staples. But if you want to know about products, any product under the sun, this girl gives a great product review.
Thank you.
So what I'll do is, this is my Love Potion number 9, as I said, and it's just coconut oil, jojoba oil, correction, jojoba, not jojoba. So jojoba oil, rosemary oil, olive oil, and a little bit of castor oil, and this is what I use on my hair throughout the week, and I also use it in my sealing end routine as well. So what I'll do is I'll take this section, this chunky twist, I'll put a little of my oil in my hand, and what I'll do is I'll massage my scalp. And this just kind of removes, because I don't actually get a lot of product. My hair, we have super fine hair, so my hair tends to soak up products just like that. So I hardly have any product buildup during the week. But, you know, so I'll take this, I'll just massage it into my hair, massage my scalp.
I love massaging my scalp.
Oh, yeah.
Get into it.
And I'll take the oil and I'll just deposit it along the rest of my strands. But I'll stop about 3 to 4 inches right before the end of my hair. So I'll put all the oil, and, you know, I need a little more. A little bit goes a long way. So just squeeze it into my hair, making sure I get all my strands. And I stop about 3 to 4 inches before the ends, and I don't oil my ends. Because right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my ends with water. And like I said again, it's really important to saturate your hair with water, using water to moisturize your ends. This will give you the most benefits in moisturizing your hair. So you can take a spray bottle, and what I'll do is I'll just spray it, and you want to saturate those ends so they're like really dripping wet. So you just want to saturate it so it's like soaking wet. Or what I'll do a lot of times, if I want to create less of a mess, I'll fill up a small container of water. Just fill this up with a little bit of water, and I'll just dump my ends because my hair is long enough, so I can just sit my ends in and dump them till they're completely saturated. Saturated, I'll sit here, saturated. Okay, they're saturated. So Also, a little tip I just wanted to mention too. Also make sure before you start putting your oil or butter on that your ends aren't soaking wet. So what I'll do is once I finish saturating my hair with water, I'll just gently squeeze the excess water off my ends. Because you want to remember, healthy hair can only absorb so much water. So if your ends are dripping and soaking wet with water, and then you try to put that oil on top, and that oil and water don't mix, that oil is just going to slip off with the water as the water is dripping from your ends. So that kind of just defeats the whole purpose of sealing your ends, because those oils don't have a chance to hold on to surround your strands and do what it's supposed to do, which is supposed to hold in that moisture if it's slipping away. So, you know, just squeeze real gently, just push all that excess water out. And then what I'll do is I'll use a little bit of my Love Potion number 9 again, and I'll just put that on my ends. And then for extra sealing, I love castor oil. Castor oil is great, especially for my strands. It's like a thick honey-like substance, and it works great for sealing your ends.
Especially in the winter, ladies. It's great. That and shea butter.
Exactly. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little, and like I said, this is so thick, a little goes a long way. But you know, use what you feel. If you don't feel like your ends are like oiled down enough or buttered down enough, it's up to you. But I mean, this stuff, like I said, is thick.
It is. Don't wear your hair out in 2-strand twists with a good shirt or a good coat, because you will be all grease stained up. I did that one time. Put some castor oil on the ends of my 2-strand twists, and I wore them out. I had grease stains all over my
You have that soul glow.
I did. Jerry curled it. I had that going on. So this, I recommend castor oil, or if you just resealed your ends, wear your hair up.
Exactly.
Unless you have like some sexy summer strapless thing going on.
Right, yeah.
Then wear it down, because the grease will go all over your clothes and it's not coming out.
Yeah.
I don't care if you shout OxyClean. I tried it. It's not coming out.
Okay. So after I finish putting the oil, just putting the castor oil on, I'll just, because my twist just came apart, so what I'll do is I'll twist it tighter this time. Ooh. Well, the tangle right here, you know, we're not going to edit this out. I'm going to gently pull away this hair as not to tear any hair away from this twist. Look at that patience and gentleness. This is how I do my whole entire head. Okay. So anyway, what I'll do is after this, I'll twist this tight. And the reason why I twist it tighter, because, you know, as I mentioned before, I did the chunky twist. After I finish doing that routine, I twist my hair tighter because I'm about to bantu knot it, because I stretch my hair every week. So I'm kind of doing like 2 things at once, doing a sealing and stretching my hair also. And there's actually a little trick that I do when I get to the ends of my hair.
Two tutorials in one. Sealing and stretching.
This is a little method I created because for us girls with fine strands, a lot of times our hair, especially the ends because they're the oldest, they can get dried out really fast. Even with sealing your ends, especially if you wear your hair down more. I kind of don't really experience this problem because I always wear my hair up, but I can understand for you ladies, you know, who love to wear your hair down and your ends still get dry, even if your hair is healthy and you still have implemented a regular sealing routine. So I create this like little method that I like to call Operation Protected Seaweed. And the reason why I call it this is because after you're finished, your hair is really silky and smooth, your ends like seaweed. So what I'll do is I'll take a bobby pin. So I'm just going to show you what I do because I usually bantu my hair first. So what I'll do is I'll take my ends, I'll take about 3 to 4 inches. And what you want to do is you want to put your thumb in between the bobby pin. And then you want to take your ends and you want to wrap it along the inside, just on one side of the bobby pin. So you
the longer side.
Yep. Or it can be either one.
Okay.
Because it's like, yeah. And you just put your thumb in between and you wrap it along one side like this. And remember, you don't want to do anytime when you braid or twist, remember not to do it too tightly because that can cause even further split ends, that tension, especially if your ends are already wet, your hair is already in a fragile state anyway. So doing all that pulling and stretching can only create more damage to your ends. So it should be firm, but it doesn't have to be real tight. So, and then you just let go of the bobby pin, and that top piece or the bottom piece acts as a clamp and it will hold it. So this is what I do, because it's almost like, you know, like a little extra kind of like hold within the sealing. I think you called it.
It's almost like a little mini curling iron.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, right? So it's just this really kind of, so when this dries, it's really going to have like a really tiny kind of little coily pattern, and it just really holds in the moisture, and my ends are much more moisturized and sealed by doing this little method. So then after that, I will just do a bantu knot on this section.
So how long do you leave your hair in bantu knots when you're stretching?
Usually when I stretch my hair, because I usually always do it on the weekend, I'll leave it in overnight. I like to stretch my hair at least for 8 hours, but to be honest, my hair can stretch within it. My hair stretches really easily. It can be stretched within an hour, but the longer I keep it stretched, the longer it'll last through the week. So I at least like to keep it in overnight, because then it'll really last me
You're
all
a unicorn.
week. Yeah.
I love unicorns.
I'll take a unicorn, a black unicorn, I'll take that. So what I'll do, and then I'll just stick that bobby pin piece into the bantu knot, and this is what I do for my whole entire head. And that's how I seal my ends, I stretch my hair, all in one. So again, it's just really important. We can't stress enough how important it is to implement a sealing routine into your regimen. This is how we've both been able to retain length, and I noticed a huge change within my hair once I started doing a sealing regimen. So please stay with us. We're going to go into the second part, and Nikisha's going to explain her process of sealing ends, which can happen more than once a week, right? Okay. So thank you for joining us, and please stop by. We have a website, urbanbushbabes.com. We have a Twitter, Urban Bush Babes. Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Again, like we said, we're just really pleased and so happy that so much support and love, and we love you back.
Yes, we love you guys.
I love you. Okay.
Stay classy.
Peace.